San Diego Global Knowledge University.
Welcome! This session is designed as an analytical space to understand the contemporary global environment through the forces that are redefining economic, social, and organizational dynamics. Globalization, technological acceleration, demographic shifts, and increasing interconnectedness have created a context characterized by constant disruption. These transformations do not operate in isolation, rather they interact and generate cumulative effects that profoundly reshape how organizations make decisions, compete, and create value. Understanding the sources of change, their impact, and the strategic capabilities required to respond effectively is essential for navigating this evolving landscape. Let us begin. The contemporary global environment is characterized by increasing interconnectedness driven by international flows of goods, services, capital, people, and data. A significant proportion of global GDP depends on these flows, reflecting the depth of global economic integration. However, this dynamic is not homogeneous. There are important shifts in the distribution of economic power and in how different actors participate. Traditionally, advanced economies led globalization processes. However, new competitors from emerging markets are now rising, particularly multinational companies that are redefining international competition. At the same time, small entrepreneurs are playing a growing role, supported by digitalization, actively participating in global markets and generating new forms of competition and collaboration. The formation of regional hubs in emerging countries is another key element. These hubs concentrate economic activity, innovation, and connectivity, largely driven by technological development. In this context, knowledge-intensive goods are experiencing the highest growth in international trade, reflecting a structural shift toward economies based on information and intellectual capabilities. This scenario suggests that the evolution of globalization will be uneven across organizations, communities, and nations. Some will successfully adapt and take advantage of new conditions, while others will face greater challenges. Therefore, it is essential for organizations to develop strategies capable of identifying, understanding, and leveraging these global flows, integrating them into their strategic planning processes and leadership models. Within this context, new global forces are emerging that generate deep disruptions. These forces not only intensify known trends such as globalization and technological innovation, but also transform their nature and scope. Among them are demographic changes, new attitudes toward government and politics, the emergence of knowledge and entrepreneurship-based wealth, and the growing impact of natural phenomena with global effects. These forces are altering established patterns across virtually all economic sectors and social spheres, creating an environment characterized by uncertainty and complexity. Disruption is no longer an isolated phenomenon, but a permanent condition of the environment in which organizations operate. In response, developing capabilities to manage disruption becomes essential. This involves acquiring global knowledge, understanding emerging dynamics, and relying on expert insight to anticipate changes and design strategic responses. Building a successful future depends largely on recognizing that it will be substantially different from the past and acting accordingly. In this sense, identifying sources of disruption is a critical step in strategic decision-making. Understanding the origin and nature of these forces enables organizations not only to react to change, but also to position themselves proactively. In summary, the current global environment requires a strategic vision focused on continuous adaptation, where innovation-driven leadership becomes central. Organizations that effectively interpret global flows and develop capabilities to manage disruption will be better positioned to face challenges and capitalize on opportunities in the new international landscape. The analysis of contemporary global forces shows that current changes are not isolated, but the result of multiple interacting dynamics generating disruption at individual, organizational, and social levels. These transformations affect companies, governments, non-profit organizations, and entire populations, shaping an environment defined by complexity and uncertainty. Among the main forces of change, globalization plays a central role due to its influence over all others. Its scope is transversal. Communication, production, consumption, and services now operate within a global logic. Interaction between individuals and organizations worldwide has intensified, allowing not only large corporations but also small entrepreneurs to participate in international markets. Technological advancement further reinforces this dynamic. Its speed and disruptive nature have profoundly transformed traditional models. Technological innovation does not only impact specific sectors, it continuously redefines the rules of the game across all areas of knowledge and economic activity. Demographic changes represent another key force. Population aging, ethnic diversity, generational differences, and large youth populations without access to education or employment are reshaping social structures, labor markets, and cultural patterns. These transformations generate economic and political tensions that influence global decision-making. There is also a trend toward redefining the role of the state, driven by pressures for privatization and efficiency. This is altering expectations regarding government functions and reshaping institutional frameworks in many countries. At the same time, new sources of wealth based on knowledge, innovation, and entrepreneurship are emerging, displacing traditional models based on physical resources. Another relevant factor is the growing impact of natural phenomena, whose effects have shifted from local to global. Climate change, pollution, and the depletion of natural resources introduce new risk variables that affect all countries interdependently. Recent analyses have identified several disruptions reshaping the global economy. One is accelerated urbanization, shifting economic activity toward emerging markets and their cities, thereby reconfiguring global economic geography and increasing the prominence of regions in Asia, Latin America, and the Middle East. Another major disruption is the acceleration of technological change. While technology has always driven transformation, it now stands out for its ubiquity and speed. This pace surpasses intuitive forecasting capacity, shortens organizational life cycles, and gives competitive advantages to more agile firms such as startups and entrepreneurs. Global population aging represents a third disruption. Declining birth rates and increased life expectancy are reshaping the workforce and placing growing pressure on economic and social systems. In this context, segmenting populations by their relationship with technology, such as digital natives, adaptive users, or resistant users, provides greater value for organizational management. Finally, growing global interconnectedness has transformed economic flows into complex networks. International trade is no longer limited to developed economies. Emerging markets now play an active role, increasing both opportunities and volatility. This global network, driven by technology, accelerates the circulation of information, capital, and goods, creating a new phase of globalization. The simultaneity of these disruptions intensifies their impact. They are not independent changes but interconnected forces reshaping patterns across all sectors and levels. As a result, the current environment is characterized by the breakdown of previous trends and the emergence of new, difficult-to-predict dynamics. Consequently, strategic decisions can no longer rely solely on past experience or traditional models. Organizations must develop the ability to interpret these forces, adapt quickly, and continuously redefine their approaches. The modern world demands a deep understanding of disruption as a permanent condition where learning and adaptability become the main strategic resources. These disruptions also reveal that traditional thinking models based on stability and predictability have lost much of their relevance. Assumptions, habits, and intuitions built in gradual change contexts are no longer sufficient. Today's accelerated transformations require a fundamental rethinking of how organizational reality is understood and managed. This creates an urgent need for adaptation. Despite human capacity for innovation, there is a natural tendency to project the future as an extension of the past, which is inadequate in a context of constant disruption. Organizations must prepare to operate under uncertainty, where global competition, geopolitical tensions, and technological advances continuously redefine the rules. Leadership, therefore, must balance a key duality, maintaining clarity in organizational objectives while remaining flexible enough to adapt to unforeseen changes. This involves aligning the organization around a shared purpose, values, and goals, while building capabilities to respond quickly to opportunities and threats. Open communication, continuous feedback, and trust building are essential elements in this process. Organizational agility should not be understood as improvisation, but as a structured capacity for adaptation without losing strategic direction. This requires shifting from traditional control and standardization-based models to more dynamic systems where knowledge is distributed, decision-making is decentralized and continuous learning is encouraged. In this context, success depends less on detailed planning and more on capabilities. Traditional strategic planning, based on defining a future state and following a linear path, is insufficient. Instead, priority is given to developing capabilities that allow effective responses to various scenarios and the ability to adjust direction as conditions change. Digital agility is structured around three components: hyper-awareness, constant monitoring of environmental changes, informed decision-making, based on high-quality data, and rapid execution, implementing decisions quickly, experimenting, and learning from failure. Studies show that the combination of speed and stability is a key determinant of organizational performance. Speed enables responsiveness, while stability ensures sustainability. These elements are not opposites, but complementary forces. Successful organizations also share practices such as role clarity, leadership-driven innovation, capturing external ideas, operational discipline, promoting meaningful values, knowledge sharing, inspiring leadership, and performance evaluation. These practices foster adaptive, results-oriented environments. Disruptive innovation should be understood as a process rather than an isolated event. It often begins in underserved market segments and evolves gradually to challenge established players. Not all innovations are disruptive, and strategies must be context-specific. Attempting to replicate disruptive models without understanding their logic can be counterproductive. Established organizations should avoid extreme reactions to disruption. Instead of dismantling profitable models, they should strengthen relationships with current customers while developing new units to explore emerging opportunities. This balance allows transition without sacrificing stability. In sectors affected by digitalization, the key is not resistance, but redefining value propositions, understanding what customers truly value, improving experiences, eliminating non-value-adding activities, and adopting technologies that enhance operations. Organizational transformation also involves shifting from hierarchical to horizontal structures, from control to facilitation, from efficiency to continuous innovation, and from vertical to collaborative communication. This reflects a transition toward a knowledge and creativity-based economy. The global environment, shaped by urbanization, technology, demographic changes, and globalization, is generating accelerated creative destruction. Organizations must adapt faster than ever, facing challenges such as job creation, skill shortages, aging populations, and economic pressures. Increased inequality, debt, and volatility further complicate the environment, requiring both companies and governments to rethink strategies and question fundamental assumptions. Managing in this environment requires the ability to find order in chaos, interpret emerging signals, and make decisions based on reliable information. Expert knowledge from academia, consulting, and research institutions becomes critical. Ultimately, survival and success depend not on strength or intelligence alone, but on adaptability. Organizations that adjust more quickly and effectively will be those that endure and thrive. Global transformations also impact institutional systems, particularly governments, which are redefining their roles in response to new social demands. Trends toward efficiency, flexibility, and privatization are reshaping public services, including education. Urbanization continues as a major structural force, especially in emerging economies, though not without challenges such as inequality due to mismatched job creation. Technology plays a key role in integrating rural and urban economies. Population aging presents further challenges for healthcare and social systems, requiring forward-looking solutions. Within organizations, the focus is shifting toward execution and results, requiring leadership that mobilizes people and translates strategy into action. Knowledge management is also evolving toward more open and collaborative models. In conclusion, the global environment is dynamic and unpredictable. Rather than attempting precise forecasts, the key lies in developing capabilities to respond effectively to constant change. The convergence of multiple global forces has produced an environment where uncertainty and change are no longer exceptions, but permanent conditions. Traditional management models based on stability and predictability are increasingly insufficient. Evidence shows that organizations capable of integrating agility, adaptive capabilities, continuous innovation, and a deep understanding of their environment achieve superior performance. This transformation extends beyond businesses to governments, institutions, and societies, requiring a redefinition of structures, roles, and strategies. Ultimately, the determining factor for long-term success is not strength or accumulated experience, but the capacity to adapt effectively to changing conditions. Recognizing this enables a shift from reactive approaches to a strategic vision grounded in anticipation, continuous learning, and sustainable value creation in an increasingly complex global environment.
San Diego Global Knowledge University, education beyond boundaries.